Hello, I am Jessica with Houde School of Acting, and this week's movie of the week is We Live in Time. Really a phenomenal film. It stars Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. So I want to talk a little bit about these two working together. I watched so many interviews with them, and they're so much fun to watch in the interview process. And what they talked about a lot was them being a team and a unit. And through every interview I watched, they talked about it felt like a dance to them. And when you watch the film, you'll totally understand. They talked about trusting each other and getting their lines down and then not thinking about them again and really just connecting with their partner and being what they kept calling a unit and going through the dance together. So let's kind of elaborate on what that means a little bit. You know, Florence Pugh, when she was asked the question, why is this performance so great? And the question was asked, why do you think you have good chemistry? And Andrew Garfield actually kind of cut him off and said, you know, I don't think it's ever about chemistry. I think it's about connecting with the person, really being vulnerable and being with them and listening and being present with them. And he said, and it feels like a dance when it's like that. And then Florence Pugh said, I agree 100%. She said, there's been films where it's good, but you don't feel like you have this connection. And she said it really comes from really trusting and being with that person 100%. And she said, and it feels like you're a unit. And the gentleman interviewing kind of looked at her strange and she said, I get it. You would think that every time we're on set that happens, but in fact, it doesn't. She said, there's been so many times I've gone and worked with someone that doesn't actually listen or isn't really present with me, and it doesn't feel like we're really jiving and connecting together. And she said, and that was what was so brilliant about this, because we were a unit, we were connected, we were there with each other the whole time. Something else was said, and I thought this was really interesting as well. You know, she said for her, this was one of the hardest films she has ever been in, because it revealed a lot of her. She said, it's not me hiding behind any type of character or being in a Marvel film, and, you know, fight scenes or any of that. It was just really my truth and my vulnerability in that moment. And she said, and I had to tap into myself so much because it's a love story and it's about things that I've gone through, being in love, being hurt, being upset in an argument with someone that I love. And then something that she said she's had to go through with family members, someone dying of a terminal illness. So it's all something that she really had to kind of tap into herself and really feel, you know, those moments. And she said that was really hard for her. One other thing I thought was really interesting is she said the hardest scene that she had in the film was the labor scene, because she said, I've never gone through labor and I don't want anyone thinking, you know, she's not doing this correctly. So she said she did a lot of research and she was able to, what she thinks, portray labor as authentically as possible. And I also agree, and I have had a child. And she said she did a lot of work on that scene because she wanted to make sure she was afraid of it, scared, but at the same time, it was a great challenge for her and she was excited about that. What else? There were so many great facts about this film, really. They did such a great job. So another thing I thought was kind of interesting is she said she read the script and she has to shave her head in the film. And there's a beautiful scene and they were expecting it to be a sunny day. They needed it to be a sunny day, in fact. And she was shaving her head with her daughter and her husband. And they wanted it to be very joyous because it's a sad moment. And they wanted it to be joyous. And sure enough, it rained and it stormed all day long. And so both Andrew and Florence said that they were like worried because are they going to be able to film it? And so the sun came out. They got 45 minutes of sun and they were able to capture that scene in that one take. And I thought it was pretty funny. Andrew Garfield said something. He said, you know, I was more nervous about, I was the first person that was going to see Florence Pugh's shaved head. And I would assume she has a nice looking head, but I don't know if she does. So he said, as I was shaving, I was thinking, I hope she has a really nice shaped head. And he said at one point in the scene, when you see him lean over and give her a kiss on the back, he says, you got a great shaped head. And I thought these things are really fun, and it's neat for us to hear them because it shows that they are playing with each other. They are having fun. They are connected. And these are things that we have to know as actors. We have to have fun. Acting is fun, guys. Know that it's fun. Do your homework. Work on everything you need to work on. But then when you're in the moment, be real. Have fun. That's what acting's all about. Once again, movie of the week. I would highly recommend it, and if you're interested in joining a free class, click the link below. Thanks.